Just so good. G'day adventurers, we are at the Wellington Dam in the Wellington National Park. This morning I'm on my own, solo hike and camp. We're going to do, for the first half, we're going to do the Jabbitch Walk Trail, which means running water. Jabbitch means running water. It's a class 3 hike, 6 k's one way, and then we'll start following another trail later on, and I'll tell you about that then. Yeah, this is a pretty cool area. We're following the Collie River from the Wellington Dam to Honeymoon Pool, which is one of the best swimming holes or parts of any river in the whole world, I would say. But hey, definitely in Australia. But yeah, all right, we've found the trailhead, parked up, and yeah, let's do it, eh? The first part of the trail is pretty basic, as are most starts to most trails. Through a bit of car park, through some really easy trails, but now we're finally heading downhill towards running water. So this dam, Wellington Dam, feeds Collie River, comes from Collie River, and then alternatively feeds Collie River as the it's a recreational dam, but it's also, like, instead of being drinking water, it's irrigation for some parts of the southwest. I'm not sure how much. I'd have to Google that, unless you want to. But yeah, we're heading down towards the base of the dam. The base of the dam has a big spout that I'll chuck a photo or a video up now if I haven't already. And yeah, it has running water out of the base of the dam, out of the spout, so that the downstream part of the river has water for all year. So water comes in the top of the dam, comes out the bottom of the dam wall, and yeah, feeds the southern parts or western parts of the Collie River, which is pretty cool. This is gonna take me ages. Look, I'm a big lover of exploring areas I've never been to, and I've not been here before, not this part anyway. But yeah, I'm only bloody 50 meters into the trail and I'm already going off trail to explore cool bits, but that's what we do. There's no point coming here if you're not gonna see it all, hey? Well, we're not even a K in, but I'm feeling very, very happy that my pack is lighter than normal. I normally have about 18 kilos, but I only have like 14.8 this time, so that's much nicer. And yeah, I got no booze, so going lighter there. Less food, summer, so I don't need any fire lighting gear. So yeah, excuse me. I haven't got a lot of water either. I'm gonna get some from the river and filter it. I've got a new soya squeeze with a little 1 litre bag that you fill up, squeeze through the filter. Just caught a tree. But I do have some fishing gear, but not much. Light rod, extendable rod from Kmart. I think it was 25 bucks. So we'll see how we go there. Not much of a fisherman, so it's we'll leave it up to chance. Fishing's always up to chance anyway, but hey. All right, we're back on trail after going off another little side shoot to see something cool. I always recommend going to see all the little offshoots. If you know it goes down to the river, it means it goes to something cool, because lots of people have gone down there. Most of the time. Sometimes it's just where someone's gone to go to the toilet and then everyone else has used the same idea. But yeah, there's lots of bike paths here. It's hang on a sec. It's a shared trail. So this is a bike path. This will be a really cool place to ride actually. That goes back to the kiosk. There's a kiosk at the Wellington Dam, which is really cool. And yeah, it's really, really well signposted. So you really can't get lost at any of these intersections. Where that one goes to the bike path. At any of these intersections, there's always something to tell you which way to go. So you really, well, so far, you got no excuse to get lost. But sometimes getting lost is fun. Well, just on our first decent climb. Got not a terrible view, but yeah. I just want to. So, but people ask me all the time why I go hiking and pack hiking in summer, but I don't understand why people don't. Yeah, it's warm. Today's only going to be 31 though, and I think 30 or 29 tomorrow, which is beautiful, especially in the southwest. Like, it's not as warm as Perth. There's always a breeze, lovely breeze today. But when you think about it, I don't know, something like 13 k's today and 13 k's back out in the morning. Imagine how easy the winter hike's gonna be when I gotta do 26 to 30 k's in winter. I'm gonna bloody piss it in. If I can do that in summer, winter's gonna be a breeze. Might be a bit colder. But get your fitness up. Any of these hikes are possible for anyone. Look at this. Where else would you want to be? I don't know if you can see it, but over the river there's a kind of like a wall built with a little ladder on the left hand side. On the other side of the river is the Leonard track, which is like a four-wheel driving but also hiking and biking trail, and it runs all the length of the river, which is the track that I'll also be following when this track finishes at Honeymoon Pool. But yeah, this is deep water. Oh, wrong way. Don't know if you can see. No, you can't. Not if I do that. That's at least head height, and that's right by the edge. What a surprise, we're off trail again. But that's why. All right, exploration time is over. I've actually got to do some kilometers and make some headway towards camp. So for those following at home, that last spot we just saw is what is labeled as rapids on Google Maps or Google Earth. This is Big Rock, for obvious reasons. That is really cool. Not much vegetation on that little strip, hey? Very, very cool. There are spiky acacia bushes or trees everywhere, stabbing me. But it's all worth it. I can't help stopping. I don't know how people do trails in the recommended amount of time. 2 hours to Honeymoon Pool. I'm only halfway. I've done an hour and a half, I think, already. Just keep stopping and exploring. Can't help myself. Also, Rob would be wearing a long sleeve t-shirt and still be complaining about these bloody spiky acacia bushes. Wouldn't you, Rob? What a name for a tree. Snotty gobble tree. Petunia longifolia. Food, medicine for the Noongar people. You can eat the fruit and the roots. Come to a really peaceful part of the river. It's slow flowing, deep and wide, and yeah, most of the trail so far has been rapid after rapid, or like little waterfall after little waterfall, and now it's just quiet. All you can hear is some idiot talking and birds. It's just absolutely awesome. keep doing these extension pole shots. I don't even know if they look good, but I've bought get out there and do it a Christmas present this year, and hopefully that present will be what gets those shots. Bought a drone, no idea how to fly it. Rob has some idea, but I think I'm going to let YouTube teach me. So I've reached out to some people, and one's Dan's Tube on YouTube. He does Dan's Tube TV, does a whole bunch of stuff. So gonna have a few chats with him, watch some of his videos, and learn me how to fly a drone, so I don't have to do silly extension arm, extension pole shots like that, and hope for the best. If anyone out there knows the best way to conserve your battery, I can probably just Google it. Conserve your GoPro battery. Do I keep turning it off? Do I use the top shutter button that turns the whole camera on? It's in a gimbal, so if I leave the GoPro and the gimbal on and then just hit the record button, it's really easy, but I don't know if it's the best for the battery, whether it drains it or... yeah. I'm a novice, can you tell? Anyone's help. Any help will do, because it'll be better than what I know. Yeah, battery life, gimbal and GoPro. We'll leave it on, turn it off all the time. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Send us a message on Facebook or Instagram or something, and yeah, I can learn from you. Well, Rob's not here to say it. Look at the size of it. Nah, I can't do it right. Where's Rob when you need him? So I'm just coming up to Little Rock, and not long after that, Long Pool. If you have a look on Google Maps, they're quite well labelled on the Collie River area. I think I'm just going to push through. These are a couple of areas I might fish tomorrow, because I'm going to want a few more breaks on the way back tomorrow, and I'll head off early so I have more time for exploring and fishing. So might just have a quick look now, and then primarily fish them in the morning. Hope for rainbow or brown trout and maybe some redfin. I didn't. Keep saying we, because Rob's normally here. I didn't get any footage at Little Rock because there was too many people there, and there was a couple of gentlemen across the river that were sans clothes, so didn't stick around too long. But yeah, we're at Long Pool now, just trying to get some access down to the river to have a look. On the other side, because there's a road with car access, there's steps and a man-made wall like there was back. Can't remember where it was now. Yeah, I'll see if we can have a look. Munda Trail. We gotta do this one day. Well, not this. We gotta do the Munda. I'd love to do the whole thing. That and the Bibbulmun and the Cape to Cape. Oh, how's about that burl on a jarrah tree? They make very, very nice wood for tables and stuff. Obviously when they're down, not up and alive. Yeah. We are now at where River Road crosses the river. It's a really cool river road, crosses the river. Funny that. Crystal clear water. We're a stone's throw from Honeymoon Pool now, so we'll carry on, and then we have to decide whether we find somewhere to cross the river, maybe come back here to cross the river and go onto Leonard's track on the other side, or just push through the bush for a little bit before we find the other trails that go along the river. But yeah, we'll have to see. How is that tree alive? bit and followed it out. Well, try a little bit of fishing. I saw 2 trout and a redfin. I tried this to start with. These are all cheap. Got no idea what they are, what they're called, so sorry about that. I think they're from Kmart. Tried one of these. The trout followed it, didn't grab it. And then I tried like a bladed thing, kind of like this, and a redfin followed it. Didn't grab it. I lost that one, got it snagged. And then I tried a spinner, just a little spinner, tiny little treble, and nothing seemed to interested in that. I could see the trout on the bottom of the bottom of the bed earlier. Now I can't see them, so I've scared them off. So a couple of kayakers went past. I'm gonna take that as a sign it's time for me to head on, have some lunch at Honeymoon Pool, and get cracking. Stopped at Honeymoon Pool, didn't have a swim. There's a million people there, so I didn't get any footage. But there's 1,001 photos and videos online, so go have a look. If I come back tomorrow, I'll try and get some as well, but it's pretty popular. So, but back on the trail now. Sorry, just choking on my lunch. Back on the trail now. I'm on a trail somewhere along the Collie River on the same side. I don't know what it's called, but it's heading in the right direction, so that's what I'm doing. Let's go. are just about to go off trail. Looking at the maps, we got a little bit of this like access road to go. Then it jumps away from the river and becomes a bit too far away from the river to follow. Well, I could do it, but it's going to add a lot of Ks, and it's only a couple of Ks off trail, so hopefully the bush isn't too hard to push through. Otherwise I'll do a short section, and when I get to the other side of that section there's another trail I can take out. And yeah, we got backup plans, but we'll try and stay as close as we can to the river for now. There are loads of carnabies or red-tailed cockatoos around. They are red-tailed. That's cool. Yeah, pushing through the bush isn't going to happen. So we're staying on the trails, unfortunately. I was hoping to cross here. Right, let me give an explanation as to why we're here in my shed at like 9:30 at night rather than in the bush finishing off what I started. As you can see in the video, not everything went to plan. There was bush where there was supposed to be trails, thick bush on like 45-degree angles, if not worse, some cliffy bits. My maps had trails that were marked that didn't exist. I never mind going off trail, but when it's super thick, really steep, and it's just, it would have been super dangerous. I had to detour. The detour was like an extra 9 kilometers on what was already going to be like a 13-kilometer day. I only had a litre of water because I was relying on the river to filter water so I could keep drinking, because you have to or you die. Once I found the river again after the detour, I composed myself a bit, filled up my filter, filled up my bottle. I drank heaps of water over, I don't know, probably stayed there for a half hour, 45 minutes or something like that. I messaged Rob to see if he could see the trails that I could see on my maps. He could see them as well. He was like, nah, there's trails there, you just gotta look. So I looked for a bit longer. No trails. And I couldn't find anywhere to camp. It was, none of the trails were flat, which I probably could have camped on if they were flat, but they weren't. I asked him if he could come pick me up the next morning, because I'd done way more Ks and like hilly, horrible Ks than I had planned, and I was a bit stressed out, let's be honest. He couldn't come get me in the morning. He was working. I really didn't want to cut my trip short and him come pick me up that night, but he offered. With the stress, how I was feeling, the fact I couldn't really camp anywhere where I was and there was no flat land, I probably could have hiked the 9 kilometers back to where I was, where I probably could have camped, but it would have been dark by the time I got there. It was probably a bit risky as well. I bit the bullet. I said, yeah, come get me. It was probably 5:30 at night at this stage, and he was at least 2 hours away. I think he picked me up at 20 to 8. Anyway, the legend drove a couple of hours to Collie to pick me up. Obviously, in the meantime, I made my way to where he was going to be, or where he was coming in, to obviously come get me. I crossed some pretty hectic terrain. I crossed some farmland, so sorry to the owner of that farmland. No one was there, but yeah, I shouldn't have been there. I'll chuck a photo up now. I'll flash it in of the fence where I jumped on the other side of the farmland. I've camped out on my own lots of times, no dramas, but things didn't go to plan this time and it got to me. I shouldn't have let it get to me, but hey. Could I have stayed out there? Yeah, I could have stayed out there. I could have legged it back to the way I came. I had head torch. I could have hiked through the night or in the dark to find a camp. I could have risked crossing the river in that last bit you just saw, where I was. I could have risked it to cross there. I might have hurt myself. Who knows? Might not have. I didn't think either of them were great options, so I didn't do them, obviously. If I hurt myself and get stuck, or worse, I'm no better off than I was before I went on the trip, so I might as well go home safe and sound and come back another day to fight this trail and fight. I'll go with option A next time. I'll cross the river at River Road and do the rest of the second half of the hike on the Leonard track, which I know goes all the way, but I chose the riskier option because it's kind of what I do, but might not do that as much anymore. I'll 1000% be back to this area because I didn't get to where I wanted to go. I didn't get to Lower Wellington Weir, which is where I wanted to go. I didn't get to some fishing spots that I wanted to fish. I didn't get to fish on the way back in the morning, and I really, really wanted to catch a trout. As you saw earlier, there were some trout interested in my lures, but hey, next time. I do have notes. It's just so I remember everything that I need to say. I just thought I'd give you an explanation as to why I'm here instead of you following me along the trail to camp, but I will say I was never actually lost. I knew where I was the whole time. I just couldn't get from where I was to where I needed to be or wanted to be. And if only maps were 100% accurate, then we'd be good. I'll leave it there anyway. That pretty much sums up why we are here instead of out there. If you have any questions about the trip or me bailing or being rescued or whatever you want to call it, I'm happy with either. You can give me shit. I don't care. I can take it. Hit me up in the comments or hit me up on Facebook or Instagram under Get Out There and Do It. If you like the podcasts world, check us out on Spotify too. By the time this video comes out, the episode 8 will have been out for a couple of weeks. Coming up, I have a hike, possibly an overnighter with Bo from Out West Reptiles again, or maybe on my own to redeem myself and replace my pride a little bit from this trip. We finally get to see Rob again with a hike in February. Not sure where we're going. Probably Mount Cook Loop and Mount Cook Summit trails, because we wanted to get there for the geocache trip, but they were closed for fire. I hear they're open again, so we're pretty keen to go check them out. And then we're back in the fall. We'll drive up north for a beach trip with the lads. Might go to Wedge to get a chance to go out and explore the island and do a bit of fishing maybe. Anyway, I'll say goodbye. See you next time, adventurers.